Hey Lee Cole, thank you so much for looking at this video. I'm going to make this baby as short and sweet as I possibly can because I know your time's very valuable. I started selling WSOs right here on the Warrior Forum toward the end of 2011. Between then and the end of 2012, I created a very sizable six-figure business, solid six figures, based mainly in selling WSOs right here on the Warrior Forum. Over the course of that time and the beginning of this year, 2013, I've had quite a few people hit me up and ask me, well, how they could get into this business also. I haven't really had the time to coach and mentor many people. I've kind of done this on an informal basis, but I've decided recently that getting into the information marketing business, especially here on the Warrior Forum, is one of the most significant and critical opportunities that exists in the general internet marketing space right now. And I would be remiss if I didn't share my knowledge with you so that you could get in on this also if this is what you want to do. Now, I've decided to offer a webinar where I'm going to walk you through the entire process of how to create a WSO-based business. Among other things, I'm going to cover the following points. Number one, I notice a lot of people when they ask me about how I do this and ask me about what they should do, they have a lot of misconceptions about selling information products here on the Warrior Forum. I would like to dispel those myths because a lot of those things are obstacles which don't really exist, but they're keeping you from progressing. And number one, we want to clear the pathway so that you have a clear path to success. So we're going to start there with some myth busting. The next thing I want to talk about is how you, and I don't care whether you're 12 years old, 82, educated, uneducated, American English, from Singapore, France, Africa, I don't care where you're from or who you are, your background in or anything. I'm going to talk to you about how you can actually create a killer WSO fast. A lot of people think that they have to be the world's leading expert in a particular niche. No, you don't. Do you have to know some stuff? Sure. But I'm going to talk to you about how you can gain the knowledge that you need rapidly and inexpensively, if not for free, so that you can package that knowledge and sell it to other people. Now, also so that that knowledge benefits those other people, helps them change their lives, and especially helps them put more money into their bank account. You can do this whole thing. And again, you don't have to be an expert. I'm going to tell you exactly how you can essentially enter any sub-niche in the internet marketing world and start to create meaningful information products in that sub-niche and sell them here on the Warrior Forum. The next thing I want to talk to you about is how to write a killer sales letter. I've written hundreds of sales letters. I've written all of the sales letters of all of my products except for one. And by the way, the one that I didn't write didn't do so well. So I'm going to stick to mine. But I'm going to show you my process. It's not that hard. You do not have to be you don't have to be an expert. You don't have to be the world's greatest copywriter in order to write the kind of sales letter that will convey what your product actually is, its benefits, and its features to people who might be interested in buying it. So we're going to talk about how you can do that on the webinar also. And finally, and this may be the most important thing, it'll be really cool when you sell your first WSO, or if you've done one or two, when you turn this into sort of a business where you start selling information products here on the Warrior Forum, because it's like the greatest business on earth. But I'm going to talk to you about how you can take that and turn that into a massive information marketing business. So we're going to talk about selling other people's products. We're going to hit on webinars. I'm going to outline for you what the whole thing should look like. The amount of value that I'm going to give on this one webinar, if you're really listening and taking notes, you could basically walk away from this, and by the end of this year, you could have a killer business just as I do selling information products. Now, if you will look below, you will see the date and the time that we're having the webinar, and you will also notice that I'm charging $5 for an entrance fee to this webinar. I want to explain that to you. My goal is not to make a ton of money with this. My goal is to take my expertise that I have developed, package it up, and give it to you so that you have a chance of having the kind of success that I've had. But On the webinar, I don't want tire kickers. I don't want people who are just wasting their time and my time. And I know that may sound a little harsh, but I really want to be talking to people who are really interested in at least trying to understand this opportunity and what it entails and what it might mean for them, whether they go with it or not. That's why the $5. It's basically a way for me to make sure that I'm talking to people who are somewhat serious about listening to what I have to say. Another thing, if you buy this, there is no OTO. Furthermore, on the webinar, I will not be trying to sell you anything. I'm not setting you up to sell you some big package or something like that. Look, I'm a born salesman. I've been selling stuff ever since I was 12 years old, but Scout's honor. I'm also an Eagle Scout, so I take that very seriously. I'm here to give you the kind of information that you need to hopefully get into this gig, because it's a really, really cool business. But I'm not here to try to set you up to sell you something else. Maybe I'll do that later on. But on this particular webinar, I'm not doing that today. So you know what it's about. You can make a decision. I would love to see you on the webinar, and I would especially love helping you figure out whether this is a cool business for you and giving you the kinds of tools that you need to start making an information marketing business for yourself. Thank you so much, and you have a great day.